We welcome Abhishek Batra, who is the founding partner and chief architect at RouteIO Solutions. Welcome, Abhishek.
Glad to be here.
Thank you. So, Abhishek, the reason we're doing these kind of talk shows is to illuminate the engineering students who are generally in their final year of college or they are first or second year of their job, to help them understand what skills they should be best positioned for and what kind of job market opportunities are available for them. You have been in the industry for a long time. You work with the likes of Samsung, EMC Square, Hitachi, and now you have founded your own company called RouteIO. So we would love to learn from you different aspects of a software engineer's career path and how he can best find the opportunities to succeed. So would you just in brief explain what does your firm do?
So at RouteIO we make software for logistics companies, and our product offers route optimization, fleet management and tracking solutions. We started our operations in April 2016.
Great. So you've been almost around for
Almost a year.
1 year now.
Yeah.
Great. And how many engineers do you have in your team?
We currently have 2 engineers.
Great. And these, as a team of 3 people, you're building the product from scratch.
Yes, right now we are going lean, and we hope to expand our team in the near future.
So, Abhishek, we would love to know from you, what kind of skills is the industry looking for from fresh software engineering graduates?
So at RouteIO, we primarily look for software architecture and algorithmic skills, and we also it is highly desirable that the candidate is fluent in at least one programming language. But beyond this, we highly value if the candidate has the right perspective towards the product itself. At RouteIO, we look for software architecture and algorithmic skills, and the ideal candidate would be fluent in at least one programming language. Beyond this, we also would like the applicant to have the right product perspective, and they should be able to bring all these skills together to contribute to the product as a whole.
So which programming languages and frameworks do you think are really important for the industry?
So it really depends on the kind of role that the candidate is applying to. So for example, if at RouteIO you apply for the role of an application engineer, it would be highly desirable for you to be fluent in JavaScript. Whereas if you're working on the algorithmic backend, then it would be useful if you're fluent in Java.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's also really useful if you're well versed in at least one application framework, such as React or Angular and so on.
Interesting. But I think there is sufficient instructional knowledge and practical knowledge available at engineering institutions in India to make them really good with architecture, language, as well as the
I think majority of the institutes do a good job in teaching the students about the basics of theoretical computer science. But in terms of what we require at companies where we have to develop products, it would be useful if the candidates had go beyond the educational curriculum, and they are aware of how products are built in.
So is it something
situations.
like what Udacity has been trying to do, starting out in US?
I guess, yeah. I mean, those kind of training programs and that are coming up nowadays, they're really useful, I think, for young engineers, for them to come up to speed with the kind of requirements that are there in the industry.
So I believe in India as well, this is the new wave that has started over the last couple of years. Firms like HackerRank, PracticalGround, they are trying to impart not just theoretical information, but an end-to-end product development knowledge. So they make these candidates, the fresh candidates, really useful for the firm. But there's really one question here. Why is this understanding of end-to-end product development so important for a fresh engineer? Can't you just train them in your own company?
We could, but it would, for a startup, a lean startup, the ramp up time for a fresh engineer, for them to be able to actually work on our live products. If it could range anywhere from 3 months to even 6 months with certain kind of skills,
Correct.
So it is really useful if they are already at the level that they can start contributing to our projects.
Interesting. But
In the recent years, with the kind of trend that has been there in the job market, the kind of the way the companies are shaping up right now, it is really useful for engineers to go beyond just pure technical skills and also have a product perspective, so that the day-to-day technical decisions that they make are more oriented towards the product.
so that'll be akin to, for example, like I built a really nice C program while I was in college. It was a software built to simulate a certain kind of mechanical design that we were taught in college, and I was all gaga about it. But essentially, that was very, very far from being a product. So what I understand from your talk is you would want the fresh engineering graduates to be readily able to understand how Flipkart as a product is built, or how Snapdeal as a product is built.
You've hit the nail on the head. I think it's exactly what anyone would be looking for. They should be aware of how the different components of a whole software system interact with each other, and how the product eventually is presented to the customer. So yeah.
So it's no more a back-end job for an engineer, but he has to understand the front-end perspective, where the company is actually fighting a battle for cash.
Not necessarily in any specific area such as front-end or back-end. It's just the whole product perspective. Like even let's say they are working on a search algorithm, so how it would affect the user experience in the end.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. What are the different rounds of interview that you conduct for fresh graduates or final year of students?
So at RouteIO, we've refined our hiring process over time. Currently, we have 3 rounds. The first round is a telephonic technical interview. In the second round, it's basically a day-long programming quiz.
Okay.
And then we have a final technical round.
What are your evaluation parameters during the first round? Because that is the kind of stage candidates are most scared of, and which is where the fallout rate is over 80%. So if we can educate our audience on how to crack those telephonic interviews, what employers are looking for, I think that'll be a big win.
So throughout our hiring process, we primarily look for basic technical skills, including programming skills and algorithmic skills and so on. Beyond that, we also look for analytical skills, beyond the pure technical skills. This is exactly what we have been talking about, and we go beyond that, and we also look for candidates with perspective towards the product itself.
Interesting.
We do not give purely programming tests at all.
Okay.
We would give them a real life situation, which would have a very open-ended solution. So it is how they approach the problem from a technical perspective is totally up to them, and in this process we end up testing their product perspective as well.
That's good. But what kind of perks can freshers expect at a workplace, especially for startups like yours, new age startups?
The biggest perk that they get is the experience that they get through working at a startup, and which goes a long way in their career. They learn such a wide variety of skills. They learn people skills. They learn how to work in.
So coming towards the end of this interview, I would really like to know what channels can candidates use to apply for your firm, and I'm referring to these channels specifically for final year engineering students and fresh graduates.
So we do our hiring primarily through AngelList. You can reach out to us through AngelList, and we are also present on LinkedIn. So you are most welcome to apply through any of these channels.
So I would encourage our audience, if they are looking for a meaty role within an upcoming startup, to reach out on these channels to to Abhishek Batra.
You're most welcome.
I would also just want, as we leave, would you be available to become a mentor for any engineering graduates who are still confused about their career choice?
Well, so if a candidate has an entrepreneurial perspective, then sure, and you're driven enough to go beyond where you are right now, then sure, feel free to approach me.
That's great. I would really love to thank you for the insights. I believe they would immensely help our audience here to make the next move in their career. Do not forget to use some of the tips that Abhishek has shared with us today. So hope this conversation was very useful for our audience, and they get some good takeaways for their career development. We will be back in the next talk show with a new guest. In the meantime, thank you Abhishek for being with us today, and we wish you best for your venture.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.